one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared this team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
Brandon, I know he isn't at the status of some of the elite names in this league, but I do know he's an absolute fighter because he's heard all the criticism. He's read the articles and say he wasn't good enough to be the starter. He absolutely does not care. All he wants to do is prove every day and show that he belongs in this spot.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A lot of talk the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Hey, let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck.
The start less than ideal as they already face a second and long. Oladoku. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Brings up third down. And Oladoku going to throw it here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. So first and 10 now from the 30. Let's start the drive here. Pacheco. On the first down run, he gets maybe 3.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack down the goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to make it fourth down. And here's Matt Ariza now. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. This is taken at the 15. Very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. Leading them out is their 6'2 quarterback who was a 4th-round pick back in 2012, Kirk Cousins.
Not bad for a 4th-round draft pick. Well over 100 career starts now. And the chemistry with his top targets, really on point. They spent a lot of time in practice and after practice making sure the routes are run well. And he knows exactly where they're going to be on the field. And when they get open, he delivers.
Throwing is Cousins. Sideline throw, it's complete. Shoot there, keeping the toes inbounds. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. It's a game of 9. Now Cousins. That's caught by Warner. He tied in. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
They got completion there, but that's clearly an example. One side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, very hey, take 1 or 2 yards, we're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
Play fake, Cousins. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there, nearly an opening drive, INT. Now Cousins. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over.
Yeah, remember now, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear video evidence to the contrary. And I give these officials a lot of credit. Such a tough and demanding job. You and I both know that. Yeah, they make the right call way more often than they get it wrong.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. The tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely, as one of the better coaches in the league always tells me. On offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. This will be one uppercut. They'll take care of the end of this drive.
That's good for a first down. His 2nd catch of the opening drive.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
On play action, Cousins. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown. Darnell Mooney from 13 yards out. And the Falcons go up by 2 touchdowns. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now over Durkin. Pressure ball in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It's a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
19-yard line.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Oladokin looking to pass it. Now he's going to step up and run. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Sidestepping down here. He's going to be brought down hard, and it also sets up 4th down. The second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to bounce on.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, but we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands? Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll take it at the 42. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Play action now, Cousins. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. And nearly picked at 2nd down now. A run for the first time, Bijan Robinson. He'll get about 4 here, down at 43-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Working the middle of the field, that's going to be incomplete. They wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the gun, here's Cousins. With his 2nd touchdown here this first half. And the Falcons have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. Often this has to be a possession when they come up with an answer because I think few teams in world history ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Working out of the gun. Here's Jordan Yorkie. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon team. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he's up in it after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Oladoka to throw. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all. Because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
Multiple rushers break through the drop-in for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On 4th down, Matt arises, sent on to punt. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Taken from just outside the 30. A nice return there at 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be Falcon football. Darnell Mooney and the rest of this offense ready to go again. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him in the zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. To throw, Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Quick throw on the snap, but that's behind his man, and incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they got a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Now with me here. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Oladokun off the play fake. Pressure comes and down it goes. They'll wind up using 8 on the sack there. And it's 2nd down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Hawk 70, Hawk!
To throw Oladokun. And that is incomplete. This offense on 3rd down today, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Here's Oladokun. Looking left side, he's got a man. That's Rice. And this will not get close to the 1st down markers. He's brought down at the 26. Madden rising now on to punt this one away. They'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. This is fielded at the 27. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out when they punted the football.
Yeah, they never want to get stopped so suddenly during the series, but it would be even worse now. It's not going to happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Throws right back to London, complete again. He's brought down the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw is Cousins. Throws to his man. It's complete. That's Robinson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
7-yard gain on the play.
Cousins now. And that is incomplete.
Excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
A 28-yard attempt.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So everything else has gone right in this 1st half. Kind of follows in the loop for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's going, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this 1st half. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They got a long way to go and a short time to get there. They still have time to get it done, so I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Come on, set!
Oladokun now out of the gun. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Not letting the rest risk another sack. They'll play it safe for the run. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. So as they talk it up, they step aside. There's the Chiefs punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. It's taken on the 25. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Looking deep here for Mooney. This one is incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hanson. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hanson here, and you never know what you're going to get in the NFL. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. Other times, it's blowout city, like what this game is shaping up to be. But hey, anything can happen, so let's go to the second half. Send it back out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely two very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Falcons offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's not the only thing that can derail you at this point. But make sure you take care of the ball.
He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
That one deep for London. And that's the ball away that falls incomplete. Now a second and 10.
Jaden Hicks there defensively.
Cousins. Quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before running out of bounds. Here's third down and 4. Throwing, Cousins. That's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And there's a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Down to the 42, second down.
A little bit of the second half has been for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Cousins. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Finally hard down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. That one deep for London. Connect incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That is exactly what you needed defensively. It's a long way back from here. But that's a good start to the second half as they force a punting situation and a 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go, here we go.
And Oladokin going to throw here. And he's going to be brought down here offense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
60 Eagles, 60.
They run with Pacheco from the gun. And again, the run defense stopped this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage with the ball. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Fielded at the 43. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Robinson up the middle. Down to the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Robinson, 44 yards. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They've done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Gonzalez now to have the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6.
Set to kick off.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
It's 2nd and inches.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. It's a quarterback sneak. I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for 4th down.
That wound up backfiring. Instead of handing it to your workhorse fullback or running back, they went quarterback sneak, and now they have to punt it away.
Well, rises on the punt here as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. A nice pump and a good run back as well of 13 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
3rd quarter action from Kansas City. 2nd down and 10. Cousins to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Robinson. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Throwing is Cousins. He's caught. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. They'll take this to the other side of the field before going out of bounds. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. 3rd and 3. Now Cousins. He's got his trigger. That's complete. And they're going to bring down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 21. Nice 3rd down conversion at even 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Off the play fake, Cousins. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line, 1 yard away.
Bruce Robinson with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just added on to their big lead. So they drive 7 plays in length. And it was Bijan Robinson who took it home with a touchdown run. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The KC's offense ready to take over. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on the offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
So 8 yards on the completion there. And 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Oladokin. Now they go straight. It's complete. And he went backwards. Now they're down to 30. They'll end up losing 3 here on the play. And they'll bring up 4th down. Back to a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Falcon football. Time to get another look at Drake London and the Falcons offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. How many times have we done games where we've seen them have a game like this? It's usually not themselves. It usually happens to other people in big games as well.
2nd and 10. Now Cousins. That's complete to the tight end room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards to pick up there. There's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Inside the 20. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
And he's got it. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Now we'll pause for an injured player. And that's wide receiver Drake London who's shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Well, they're not comfortable here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to have to
give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Gonzalez now to have the extra point. Yeah, this one was over a while ago as they just that time a 6-play drive. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And they'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
The Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack down. Leonard Floyd able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now Oladokun. Incomplete. That's spring.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one where they have a much better chance of looking up.
Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded right around his own 43. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Falcons offense and Kirk Cousins getting ready for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. As good as he threw it there, that winds up incomplete. And the Chargers are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, a lot of big grins, I think, from people and their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review of this being inside 2 minutes of play. Everything coming from up above. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. On first and 10, it's Robinson. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. And the 9-minute play call, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On second down, another shot to Robinson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards to pick up, first down.
And the Falcons. A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Atlanta.
Robinson with another carry. The pickup goes for 13. It sets him up first and goal. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Robinson will score. Touchdown Atlanta. So he had a nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two.
Falcons will line up for
Cousins will try and throw. It's incomplete. So the two-point conversion will go. And incomplete here. So that will leave them with 16 on the clock.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
opinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. Let's switch if you're a coach for this final drive inside a game like this.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling again.
no, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team
Here
again.
we go. Cougar 19.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense is they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.